Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie plan. Today I'm back with another mega movie news roundup for y'all. This is a segment on the show where I cover the 10 most important movie news topics to come out this week, saving the most important topic, a possible Avengers and Fast and Furious crossover, to the very end. So if you want to hear about that news story, make sure you stick around through the entire video. Also, if I miss any movie news topics that you would like me to cover on this channel, make sure you email me at megamikethemovieman@gmail.com. Let me know your name and topic you would like me to cover, and then you might get featured on a movie news roundup episode. But without further ado, let's get started. Now to get into our first topic, and that's the Batman in the UK gets a 15 rating. Now, the UK movie rating system is different than the United States of America rating system, but I'm going to explain it to the best of my knowledge what I know a 15 means. So a 15 means that in the UK, no one under 15 is admitted to that movie showing. So a parent cannot bring their kids to go see Batman unless they're 15 and above. If they're under 15, even if they have a parent here, no, they still cannot go to that movie showing in the UK. And that's way different than the United States of America system, where it's even a little bit more strict than the R rating system, because with the R rating system, you can have a parent take you to it. It doesn't matter how young the kid is. If you have a parent there, the parent could take you to a R-rated movie in the States. Even if they're under 17, doesn't matter what the kid's age, they can still be admitted as long as there is a parent there. Or by themselves if they're 17 or over. And so that's a completely different system than the UK system. Actually, the state system seems less strict in my opinion, because with the UK system, no matter how much a parent wants to take their kid, even if they are 14, even if their birthday is the next day and they're going to turn 15 and they got 10 parents there, no, still cannot take that person under 15 to that movie in the UK. So this is a surprise, because there has never been a Batman movie to get a 15 rating like that in the UK. Now, Joker got a 15 rating, but obviously we know Joker is really dark and a lot more serious, and very serious themes in it, so that's understandable. But I mean, how dark and gritty does this Batman have to be to get a 15 rating? I mean, I'm just excited to see this movie, to see if it really lives up to that standard, because this is just mind-blowing information. Also, we heard that there are a cinema chain in the UK that's trying to overturn that 15 rating system. They don't think it's a fair system. They're hoping that it could become a 15A, which that would mean, hey, well, if you're under 15, a adult could still take you to that movie. And so that's what the cinema chain is trying to do, because if they can't go to the movie with their kids, well, if they go down to Ireland, then they'll just go to the competition theater and be able to see the Batman. So that's from what I understand about the situation. So it's just very interesting to compare the different rating systems and to know, hey, the Batman must be absolutely brutal for it to get a rating like this in the UK. So let me know in the comments below. Are you surprised the Batman got a 15 rating in the UK? Or do you think it's going to be rightfully deserved? Do you think they should adjust the rating system at all in the UK? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now to get into our second topic, and that is the season finale of Peacemaker had the biggest single day performance for an HBO Max original series. So that is a great accomplishment for Peacemaker and James Gunn. I mean, this show was absolutely fantastic. It was so entertaining. It had great drama elements. It had great comedic elements, awesome action scenes, great character development. I mean, every episode was fantastic. It was exciting, and the season finale did not disappoint. And this just shows that HBO strategy of releasing weekly really worked for this series. I think it's a lot better strategy to release an episode every week to keep that hype and momentum building as you get towards the season finale. Because if you just release a show all at once, like Netflix always does with binging, and you can just have all your episodes right there, you'll watch them, you'll forget about them, you won't really talk about them much after that. But with the Peacemaker series, every week there was more great information to talk about with each episode, and so more people would catch on as the series went on. You would say, oh, that first episode was really great. Oh, the second episode next week was even better. And more people would join in and watching later and later episodes. And then eventually getting to that season finale where they got their big numbers and became so successful. I think it just shows that, hey, releasing week to week is a great strategy, even though I like binging shows, so I would have been happy if they put it all there for me to binge at the very beginning. I understand from the business side of it that it makes more sense to get that hype going consistently week to week and building it up to that grand finale. It makes more sense from a business standpoint, and it does have some other pros too. It is awesome to be able to talk about a show week after week until you get to the finale, so you really get to celebrate a great quality show for a lot longer time. Because if we just watched HBO Max and watched all the Peacemaker episodes in one day, you know, we maybe wouldn't have been talking about it much after, maybe shortly after, maybe a day or two, but we wouldn't have had this much time to really talk about it and hype it up even more. So, I mean, this is a great accomplishment. James Gunn did a fantastic job with this show. I'm so excited for Peacemaker Season 2 and anything else James Gunn does down the road. I mean, this is just a great time. Now to get into our third topic, and that is Uncharted has passed projections for its opening weekend. It was supposed to make about 30 million they were projecting, but then it got to about 51 million, and that is such a great accomplishment for the Uncharted movie. And you got the Sony chief that is so happy with this past projections. I mean, he's saying we got a new hit franchise on our hands, and it looks like he's just excited about the promising future with this movie. And so I think this is great. I thought Uncharted was pretty decent. I mean, I don't think it was an amazing film, but it wasn't bad either. I mean, for a video game movie, it was pretty decent. It had some fun action to it, and I think there's a lot there they could work with and improve upon for future sequels. You know, focus a little bit more on the original game stories, and it looks like it's promising to do that in the future. So I think the sequels are going to be great once they get those going. So you know what? I'm always happy to see movies do well at the box office. That means people are going back to the theaters, and that is great to see. And so, you know what? I'm happy with this news. Now, is this a new mega hit franchise? Kind of how the Sony chief was portraying it. I wouldn't take it that far, but I mean, the Sony chief, of course, has to hype this movie up. So he's absolutely doing his part. He's definitely doing the right thing as a leader by saying that. But from a realistic standpoint, is this a hit franchise right now? Well, it was only one movie, right? Franchise is multiple movies. So yeah, so there's a great potential for a franchise here where they can have a lot of movies, but I wouldn't say it is a hit franchise right now. You know what? It's a solid entry. It's a solid little origin story, and it has the potential to be a massive hit franchise. Absolutely. So that's probably how I would say it, but of course the Sony chief said it in the best possible way he could to really hype up the company, hype up his team that works at Sony. So, you know, he said the right words. So I'm super excited to see where this Uncharted franchise goes in the future. I'm not sure what the legs are going to be on this Uncharted movie. I'm thinking it will do okay maybe this coming weekend because there isn't really a big new release. So I think we'll do fine okay this weekend. But I'm not sure about the following weekend because when we got the Batman that comes out, I think then pretty much most of the Uncharted box office will have ran its course at that point. But it has a couple weeks to make some decent amount of money, especially globally. If it can make more money overseas, that's really going to help the movie out as well. So I can see it doing pretty decent at the moment. But let me know in the comments below, how do you think this success really helps the Uncharted film? Do you think you're going to be excited for this franchise to continue? Do you think it's going to be a major hit franchise? Let me know that in the comments below. Now to get into our fourth topic, and that is that even though Star Trek 4 was supposedly announced at the Paramount Investor Day meeting, apparently the Star Trek cast does not know. Right? They did not know this news until they heard the announcement. Now this is very peculiar, because if they have a movie that's getting ready to go in development and they're announcing that, hey, this Star Trek 4 movie is coming out, we're bringing back the original cast, well, shouldn't they have told the cast first? They have to do negotiations, they have to get contracts settled, they have to know, right? I mean, you can't just announce a movie and say, hey, this is going to happen, because what if the Star Trek cast does not agree to come back, right? Now the Star Trek cast has a lot of power here, and they can say, hey, you know what, give me some more money if you really want me to do this movie, because you already announced this movie, I didn't agree to it yet, and now if you really want to go with this movie and you need me, then you might as well pay up some big money to me, right? So this gives the Star Trek cast a lot of leverage, a lot of power in negotiation against Paramount. And so I don't know why Paramount would do this move. I know they want to get investors hyped up. They want to make the company seem like it's doing great. But I mean, I think this was a failed strategy here, because who now knows if Star Trek 4 will really come out? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But now Paramount has lost any leverage power they had going to the negotiation table with the Star Trek cast. And so that was a failure. And this can just really disappoint the fans as well. If we don't see a Star Trek 4 movie come out with the original cast, we're going to be majorly disappointed. We're not going to trust what the company says in the future, because obviously there was some untruth behind this in some kind of way. I mean, they just did not reach out to those actors from what we're hearing. And if that is the case, then that is really a big disappointment. That is really sad, because if you want someone to work with you, you should let them know, right? Before announcing the project. I mean, this just seems so odd to me, how a company could do this and not really think through the whole situation. Well, hey, you know what? Did anybody ever make that call to the actors of this movie? Did we get that figured out yet? Or was everybody just kind of assuming that, oh yeah, they'll do it, no problem, easy stuff? I mean, it's just kind of weird all around. So I'm hoping that a Star Trek 4 comes out with the original cast. I would be pretty excited for it. That's something I do want to see. But now I get a little bit worried about, wait, you know, is this movie even really planned out if they don't even have the cast on board yet? I mean, so it does kind of drop my expectations a little bit. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get this movie anymore, which is kind of sad. So what do you think of this move made by Paramount? Let me know in the comments below. Was this just a completely failed strategy, or do you think they should have just done it and just announced it and not even think about it like they did? I mean, what strategy would you have gone with? And are you still excited for Star Trek 4? Do you think we're actually going to get it? Let me know that in the comments below. Now to get into our fifth topic, and we have the Chameleon cast announcement for the Kraven the Hunter movie, and it's Fred Higinger. If I'm saying that name correct, I apologize if I'm not. But he starred on Pam and Tommy, so that's all I've really seen him from. I haven't seen him in too much other programming, but he was in White Lotus, so you might know him from that. But I'm just excited that we got Chameleon news. I mean, this is great to have Chameleon in the new Kraven the Hunter movie by Sony. I mean, Chameleon is an awesome character. I've been hoping to see a live action version of him on the big screen. I always thought he would be a great kind of side villain to have in the movie, or maybe he'll be the main villain. I don't know. But his ability to look like any other person, I mean, that is just fantastic. They could play around a lot with that. Really, really have some fun with that. I mean, he could even be portrayed to be another villain, and then eventually we see it's the Chameleon. I mean, that would be such a cool little twist there. So I'm happy we're getting more Spider-Man villains for this Kraven the Hunter movie. I mean, this movie is just getting more and more hyped up for me. Kraven the Hunter is an awesome Spider-Man villain that I'm finally so excited to also see on the big screen in the live action form. But now you pair him up with the Chameleon, I mean, that can be a ruthless team, and that can just be such a great little fun team up, something different, something we haven't seen before. So I'm pretty excited about that. But let me know in the comments below, are you excited about this casting choice for the Chameleon? Are you just excited they're having Chameleon in the Kraven the Hunter movie like I am? Let me know your thoughts on it down below. Now to get into our sixth topic, and that is that David Zaslav, the head of Discovery, which is going to be taking over Warner Brothers quite soon, is not going to try to outspend these other streaming competitors. He is not going to be competing in a spending war. He is going to put the money where it needs to go, and he's not going to overdo it. And I think that's refreshing to hear someone say that works with a streaming company like this, that it's not just about how much you spend. You could spend tons and tons of money and not get great results. I mean, he's already getting so much great content, getting HBO Max into Discovery, that he doesn't have to just spend all the money in the world to create hundreds and hundreds of pieces of new content all the time. He doesn't have to do that. I think he needs to be strategic in putting his money towards great quality programming, really making sure the shows stand up and that it keeps people wanting to go back for that quality, because HBO, we know, is always that stamp of quality. Every HBO show I've seen, even if it hasn't been a show really meant for me and what I really enjoy genre-wise, it's always been a good quality program. It's always been solid with the script, with the actors they choose. I mean, everything just across the board. So I don't think that they need to outspend anybody once Discovery takes over Warner Brothers. Just, invest in the quality program, take it slow, take it a little bit at a time, and just keep providing that consistent quality program. Other companies are spending tons and tons of money right now in the streaming wars, and maybe it will work out for them, maybe it won't. I mean, a lot of companies are in debt because they spend so much money on content. And so I don't think every competitor out there needs to do that. I think Discovery can differentiate itself by just focusing, hey, we know what we do well. We're going to have this great quality program. Yeah, we're going to spend some kind of money to go towards streaming to support it, but we're not going to overly do it and just waste money for the sake of spending money. And I think that's a great, refreshing strategy. I hope it really works out for them. But let me know in the comments below, do you think this is a good strategy that Discovery is going to have when it absorbs Warner Brothers? Do you think that's the way to go about it? Or do you think they should just be spending money all day like those other streaming services? What do you think is the better strategy? Let me know that down below. Now to get into our seventh topic, and that is the Oscars are now getting a shorter runtime, and they won't be announcing every category live. Now they have about 23 categories in total, but there's about 8 of them they won't be announcing live. We'll still get to see it played through, we'll get to see who gets the award and the speech and all of that, but it just won't happen live. I believe they're doing those awards before they actually get into the other awards. And so these are some major categories in my opinion. Yeah, they're not the most major of the major, but I think some of them are extremely important, like original score, film editing. I mean, these are really important categories, and I am okay with longer Oscars. I always have enjoyed the Oscars myself, even though the Oscars do get a little long, but I've always just celebrated the Oscars. It's my absolutely favorite day of the year. Yes, I like the Oscars more than Christmas, more than my own birthday, because it's such an important day to celebrate films. And with me being a big film fan, I've always just enjoyed watching the Oscars. And I'm fine with the longer runtime. But I know they're trying a different strategy here. I know they wanted to appeal to a more general audience. We see numbers declining with people watching the Oscars. People are just not putting as much of an emphasis on these award movies and award categories anymore like they used to, and so they've seen numbers declining. So I guess it makes sense from a business standpoint. Let's try a different strategy. If something is not working, let's try to fix it. Now, I don't know if this strategy is going to work for them. I don't know if it's going to get more people to tune in. I mean, I really don't know if this is the best strategy. For me, I wouldn't do this. To me, I feel like these categories are being chosen as, hey, these are the least important categories. These are the categories that aren't the real major ones that people want to see live. So they're getting kind of sidelined a little bit. Now, I'm happy they're not completely eliminating the categories. Oh my goodness, this would be turned into a massive rant if they eliminated those categories completely. But I mean, I'm still just slightly disappointed because the Oscars is so prestigious and I like that system of announcing all of the categories live. And you know, that is a great celebration for these filmmakers that worked on these movies. I mean, you want to be able to celebrate live just like the other categories feel important because they are important. They make a big difference to the movie. I mean, original score. I mean, imagine telling, "Hey, John Williams, sorry, hey, we're not gonna, do your original score announcement live. You're just not as important as before." I mean, that just doesn't set well with me. I mean, I understand they got to do something. They want to change their strategy. They want to get more people to tune in. I get all of that. But I don't know if this is the way to do it. I think they should have tried something else. If you want to get more people to tune in, make it a more entertaining show. It doesn't have to be shortened, just add something to it to make it more entertaining, like really good quality hosts, great comedians that just make it a really great fun time, and you're just enjoying to see how they talk about a certain category and how they get announced. I mean, if you're having a fun time, you're going to be usually okay with the runtime. It's only when you're not having a fun time that you start to feel the runtime. So I think they should have just really focused more on the host specifically or making it more entertaining in some other kind of way. But I don't like how these categories are sidelined. But let me know in the comments below. Do you think this was a smart strategy to choose these categories not to be announced live? Or do you kind of feel like me, a little disappointed that you think these categories should deserve the same treatment as the other categories? Or do you think there was just a better strategy overall that could have been implemented that would make a major difference and audience retention? Let me know that in the comments below. Now to get into our eighth topic here, and we have some more information on Doctor Strange 2. So, slight spoiler warning. To me, I don't consider it spoilers because it's just what we've seen in the advertisement material of posters and trailers. But if you haven't watched any of that stuff, then just a quick slight spoiler warning. You can wait till I get to the next topic to unmute if you want to. But yeah, so we know already a couple characters that are for sure going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. We know there's going to be Captain Carter. We saw an image of the shield. Also, we know Professor X is going to be in the movie. But now people are left to speculate what other characters are going to show up in Doctor Strange 2. Well, if Professor X is going to be there, are we going to get a Magneto? And is it going to be classic Magneto? Or is it going to be from the new class Magneto? Which one are they going to go with? Ian McKellen? Are they going to go with Fassbender? Are they going to go a completely brand new Magneto? I mean, are they just going to have Magneto in it? If Professor X is going to be there, why not throw Magneto in it? But then you could say that about a bunch of other characters. Why not throw a bunch of other X-Men characters in there? Why not throw Wolverine in there? I mean, there's going to be some major cameos in this Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. I mean, that's kind of the point of the movie, right? We're going to have that great fan service in this movie. So what characters are going to show up? What if we get a Deadpool? I mean, anything is possible, right? So, I mean, we're just left here to think about, well, what would be some great characters that could pop up? You know what? I'm excited from what we've seen so far in the trailers, in the posters. I think they're going to have some great characters as it is. But hey, we could always use some other cameos in there. Why not? But let me know in the comments below, just based off of your speculation, what other characters do you think are going to show up in this movie? Are you wanting to see more X-Men characters? Are you wanting to see like a Deadpool? Let me know in the comments below. Who would you be excited to see in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness? Now to get into our ninth topic, and that is that there could possibly be a Free Guy sequel in the future. Now, I'm talking about this because I'm a massive Free Guy fan. Free Guy was my absolute favorite film of last year. I think it was the most entertaining movie by far, most impactful movie to me. Such a great film. So now we have the director saying that in the future, if they have the right script here, the right story, that we could possibly see a sequel. Now, it is crucial to note that it's not a confirmed sequel. You know, it's not even in development phases here. It's just really about, hey, once we got a good story to tell, we will definitely consider doing a sequel. Now, I think hopefully they'll try to get a story together quickly that will work and that will be a lot of fun, because how could Disney ignore this? I mean, Free Guy was a hit movie. It did great in a pandemic. I mean, this was just an original IP that did such amazing business. How could you not follow it up with another sequel? I mean, this could be an amazing franchise of a movie. Such a great idea for the original. And I want to spend more time with these characters. I mean, how could you not want to spend time with Ryan Reynolds' character, Guy? I mean, Blue Shirt Guy, he was just so awesome. We got to get him back in a sequel. So I'd be super hyped for a Free Guy too. Hopefully the director and writers can get a script together quickly, a story they absolutely love, and then we could see it, because I do want it to be a good solid story. But I would be excited for it. Let me know in the comments below. Would you be excited for a Free Guy 2? Would you be super hyped for it just like I am? Or do you think they should just leave it at the Free Guy 1? Let me know in the comments below. Now to get into our 10th and most important topic. Brie Larson has said she would like to appear in a Fast and Furious movie, or even a Fast and Furious and Marvel crossover. I mean, could you imagine that? I mean, that is amazing. Avengers versus the Fast and Furious. That just sounds like absolute bonkers. Do I think it's a good story idea? Probably not. Would not make any sense at all. I mean, they could say multiverse, right? Dom comes through with his family, and they start racing up against the Avengers. I don't know. It would be so weird and bonkers and out of there. But Brie Larson said she would be down for it. I mean, of course, she's down to, you know, make more popular movies. I mean, she's an actress, and of course, she wants to, you know, be in a really successful movie. So why not? And this movie to me would be absolutely successful. I mean, you would get Avengers fans to go out there. You would get Fast and Furious fans. I mean, I'd go see it. I don't know if I'd like it. Don't know if it would make any sense. But I'd go check it out. I mean, you got the Avenger name. You got the Fast and Furious name. You know, I've been a fan of both of those franchises. Not every movie in the franchise, but it's had some decent movies in there. And so, hey, I'd be absolutely down to see that crossover. And so, I mean, this just came out of nowhere, this story, Brie Larson saying this. But, I mean, hey, why not? Why not do a Avengers crossover with Fast and the Furious? I mean, and they don't necessarily have to be versing each other. They could be a team up of sorts. I mean, right, family. So they could definitely have a team up. I don't know, go against some villains. I don't know. Yeah, it would be really messy. It'd be all over the place. But let me know in the comments below. Would you be down for an Avenger and Fast and Furious crossover? Do you think this would ever happen in a million years? Let me know that in the comments below. So that will do it for the 6th episode of Mega Movie News Roundup. If you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now so I can get you that future movie news, movie reviews, movie rankings, movie haul, episodes, you name it, we'll talk everything movies on this channel. I don't want you to miss any of it, so turn on that notification bell so you won't miss when I post a video. Also, like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.